Oh no, autofocus is on. Hey Metabolus, let me just disable autofocus on a couple of things here. Wait, weird, it was off. Wayne, I have something to do. What happened? Oh yes, the tips arrived for my RG. I didn't bring them down. Come on. Seriously? Ugh, man. I forgot to bring my tips down. Okay, you're gonna have to wait 60 seconds while I race off to the other side of the house and get the tips. And I was gonna ask you something else, Wayne. Damn, wish I remembered what it was. It was something important. Yes, I'm invisible, Joseph King. Self-leveling chair. It's a chair there. Alright, so we got just this morning tips for the new soldering iron handle. Ow, nearly cut myself then. Oh, that's right, I was going to look at getting another 30 or 40 of those phone holder cases, plastic cases. Okay, let me guess, this thing has a physical keying to it. Yes it does. Geez, that is a bit too tiny. And I've got the big version of it. Let's switch over. No one needs to see my big fat head. Hey Jack. Alright. So, yeah, that's a pretty massive comparison. Let's see, I'm just fairly sure I've got a... Yep, I do. Okay, that's great. Now you better let me know how much they cost, Wayne. Basically, the reason why I want them is because I have got a heap of containers being used up, generic ones, for old phones that I've acquired, I've pulled apart, and just all bits and pieces are floating around in the large container. Well, basically like this. And so I figured I'm going to migrate all of these into those more compact ones that you sent over. So at least with these I can stack it all together and then stack them up in a storage area. Makes it easier for me to source them. Hey Microfix. Yeah, I'm getting there, now this is the Hakko micro pencil. So I don't know if I'm going to be using it right now, but I am kind of curious. Now, I think I might have to get on with the job first before I play. So, and oh yeah, this wearer kit. Trying to decide what to do with this. I actually have all the drivers, and I was thinking of making this a giveaway. This has got the pentalobe, the tri-wing. It's got all the things you need to repair iPhones, and it's got a nice little stand with it. So yeah, I was thinking of doing a giveaway of this, but I haven't worked out how I'm going to do that. And also today I'm trialing new gloves, which are actually a bit icky because they look like, they're just not as pretty as the other ones. But in fairness, I get them in a great big 300 lot pack for the same price pretty much that I pay for 100 of the others. So yeah, I go through so many gloves, it's kind of a case of maybe I need to cut down on my expenses. Alright, this one here apparently I think has a SMC issue. I'm not sure. It's a 1502, I think. Was it 1502? Oh crap, you're at 1278. Oh man. Wow, I was thinking it was a 1502. Ah man, the keyboard's no good too. Alright, let's just pull this one apart. No point stuffing around. I got a fair number of the things from RS for the Wero drivers, but that particular kit I got from Mechatronics. It's a nice kit, comes with its little holder and everything. Something I should have got, but I don't. Okay, we've got a. I don't know, screws there, it's just the lighting's bad. Jacob Anderson saw Sonic the Hedgehog on Saturday. Ah, right, yes, after the great big fiasco with the bad first attempt. That's an impressive thing that they... Oh, we do have a screw missing there. Impressive thing that they went through and changed everything on that in terms of the look and re-rendered everything, so got to give them thumbs up for that. Okay. Mr. Plumber's in the house. Hey, Pedro. First glance is something weird. Is that a sticker? Something's going on there. Disconnect the battery, because we don't want to be that person that forgets to disconnect the battery. It's all broken off anyway. And where is my tripod? It's almost a bent screw. Come on, out you come. Thank you. Oh boy, still the original hard drive. Okay. The Hakko tweezers, yeah, I got to agree with you, they are impressively expensive. So we've got the usual array of trash. So a bit of junk there. There's nothing unusual about 1278 having corrosion all on this bottom area. It's par for course, so we've got a bit there, but that's not really going to cause any troubles. Yeah, it's just sort of building up bit by bit. But again, nothing... That's got to be a sticker that was sitting there. The screen looks intact. This sort of thing really, as I said, at this age you just pull them out. $3115, so we do have plenty of spares, just in case. Nah. This could do well to have an SMC, a hard drive replacement too. What are you, you're 500 gig? When I get the JVC tweezers, we never really want to spend the money. They're the nano one. Okay, we've got corrosion under the keyboard connector, it looks like, or is it touchpad? No, it's just junk. Alright. Maybe I should wear my glasses. I finally got some... These glasses are for close-up, like iPhone screw work, and they do a good job. What am I after? I'm after a T6 for these ones. Looks like we've got a lighting issue here. Not really getting enough light on the MacBook, but everything else is already too bright. I don't know why I thought this was a 1502. Bad case of being hopeful, I guess. Huh. Yeah, I guess because they look like surgeon's gloves, Greg. But yeah, I agree. These ones do say food safe, so at least that's a start. It's a step up from the other ones. I'm kind of curious to see whether I legitimately have more feel in these. Being thinner than the other ones, you'd sort of expect that maybe there'll be more textile effect. Downside is they will rip easily. Look at everything. Then when you're getting these out, the other trick is that the heatsink sticks to the plastic underneath. Yep, there it goes. Forgot the flexes. By the way, Pedro, I'm not sure I have a 164. Certainly not one that's free and available at this point. The beloved microphone. Yeah, that's right. Wayne, protect the user from the food. I hate that it's such a hackish job to remove the microphone from these cases. Joseph, the model number on these is up by the fan connector here. As usual with these though, there's a little bit of lint there. You sort of have to know the model number to know where to find the model number. Come on. I am a little bit groggy again this morning, just not getting any sleep. It's more of a psychological thing. On the upside, good to see that Lewis Rossman is finally in his shop and doing board repairs again. That should be a great relief to many people. Oh man, where's my brush gone? Ah, there it is. I'm just going to brush this off into a bin. Let's have a look. Stray glasses, I know. I can do without them. But certainly when I'm doing iPhone repairs, they help so much in actually seeing the screws that I'm working with. Corrosion, nasty corrosion. It's all the classic places. That one there almost always is corroded. But we haven't really got a smoking gun yet. This could well be just a case of throw it in the ultrasonic and see how it goes. You. The new setup that Lewis has, it kind of makes it feel like some kind of infomercial or something like that, with that plain background. It feels very different to his normal self. Okay, we're going to get the heatsink off. Often a lot of corrosion hides in under this area here. I need to have a darker desk because the damn camera is compensating against it. I'm in air conditioning, you can do better than that. Alright, this is more of our smoking gun scenario. That's what I'm talking about. So like I said, I mean, this sort of stuff, it's certainly a problem. Yeah, the gnawing away on the end caps of the parts. But you wouldn't really call it a smoking gun. This, on the other hand, is more your smoking gun stuff, where it really has dug in. So now we've got to find out what those are for. Well, we don't really have to find out what they're for, but we'll do it for the sake of something. Hey, Richard Bicker, yeah, getting there. Need about another $30,000 and I should be right. Okay. Alright, so the parts we are after are... So rotate this around. Where are you guys? Just up from the notch, okay. SMC reset button, yep, that will explain it. So I'd say that resistor, let's see if we bring it all in. Yeah. Oh well, doesn't matter. You guys can live with seeing yourself talk. Okay, so this here I think is R5000, and that's part of the SMC reset button thing, which explains why the person's having issues with their SMC and reset. Mind you, for as much as it is corroded, it hasn't actually fallen off yet. Alright, I guess we're going to play janitor and see where that takes us. Have a look what the other caps are for. 5020, 52, okay, that's also... Yeah, they're all part of the SMC reset process. So maybe okay, SMC on off is okay, so that's a 10K. One of these components or tracks is dead, and so we may as well just windshield wiper the lot and start from fresh. Overhead, which means I really need to put my silicon mat down, because I don't really want to be burning too many more holes into my workbench, even if it is a little bit too bright. So I might just wash it down a bit. Hey Jane Zimmy. Yeah, send 15,000, I'll be good. 50, 15, 51, something like that, I'll be good. But things are doing well. Just gotta take each day by day. Alright. And jobs have been picking up, getting better, so that's good. Okay. Alright. Better put the lung saver on. Lung saver. Come on. Something I should have fixed up ages ago, but still haven't bothered to fix. There we go. Hey Rob, good to see you. Most of the low-level corrosion we're going to get out with the ultrasonic cleaner, like this sort of stuff, so we're not worried about that. But we will look for any parts that have distinct fuzziness growing out of them and get rid of them. No one cares about these caps up here. Hey Gazman. Johnny Parks, computer shop from Bandera, Texas. Texas. Texas is the one state in the United States that competes with Australia on a lot of things. A lot of comparing of sizes between Australia and Texas. Let's actually play with the KU tip and see what it feels like. Prepare for the beeping. Took a while. Certainly a much bigger tip than the JSO2. Jen, my hair. I am thinking of seriously shaving soon. Alright, I can see this tip is going to take a bit of practice. I can see it being useful for a lot of things, but might have a hard time replacing my JSO2, I think. Guess we'll see. So, we've lost that pad there, have we? Certainly it's useful as a scraper. Oh, come on, what did I do with them? Boom, 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 boom. Oh. Looks like the gremlins threw my earbuds on the floor. Rob, just trying new things. I also got the T20KN, I think it is. So, yeah, I got this one as well. So I guess this is what I imagine most people are using. but I'll try that later. It's a fair whack of corrosion there. It's actually surprisingly physically hard. Is that disconnected? I think that's disconnected. Did Lewis monetize you for his stream? I don't think so. Can't imagine why Lewis would monetize anything for me. He already does enough in terms of contributions. Multimeter, continuity. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is disconnected. Yep. Yeah, that's why we're having troubles. Nicholas Heidi, the files are actually already out there. If you go on Bad Caps, you can find them. They're out there. I can certainly see this tip being very useful for when you got a bit of a ground plane issue you're trying to fight with. Because it's got a lot of thermal mass quite close to it. But I think I will go back to the O2, the JS02 for now. Yeah. No upgrade on the scope. No, just, I don't know, maybe better bitrate. Hush now, hush. Oh, come on. Thank you. Just trying to think. Pardon me. I think I'll scrape this trace back, and then we can just run a very short link to it. Just so it's got a little bit more meat to bite on. Alright, now we just take the parts from another board and hopefully we'll be good. Yeah, just gotta find another 3115. Yeah, what do you know, first board I'll pull out, it's a 3115. The next trick is, does it have the same parts and are they intact? Or did they get butchered by the people doing the part thievery? Alright, those parts look okay, so we can use this one. The flux is much better now too. Lewis sent me some replacement flux, and this one actually works as it should work rather than the... I don't know what they did with the previous batch, but they really botched it up badly. Come on, let me do a twofer. Thank you. Ow, hurt myself. Okay, that's one thing I noticed about these new gloves is they really do not protect you. Any time you add a little bit from the heat, I suppose it's to be expected, they are quite a bit thinner. And they're not really supposed to be protecting you from the heat anyway. You're supposed to be doing that yourself. Hey Arsenal, it's been a while since I've seen you. I'm doing okay. How's things over your side of the fence? Don't do it. I'm not putting them down properly yet at this point. As long as they're attached to the solder, I'm good. And once I've got everything over, then I'll go through and clean it all up. Busy. Oh well, that's always good. Can't complain when you're busy. Unless you don't want to be busy. Alright, so we've got our parts down. Oh, Rob, yeah. Yeah. You don't want to be doing that too often. Blistering up your finger doing that. Alright, now I need a nice chunky piece of wire. High flex silicon wire is good. And we'll just kind of jam it in like so. Hey Stuart. Yeah, Rob, I can't imagine that would be a high on the recommendation list of things to put on the bucket list of life. Man, I keep losing my little... both of them on the floor. My little strands of 15 thou solder. Do not lift. Thank you. Now this wire is not connected to that filter. It goes into a vier that's just before the filter. But I'm struggling to hold on to it for some reason though. There we go. I just wanted to secure it down a bit better. Right. Let's see if I can just... I'm probably going to regret doing this, but hot air the lot and see if it can float into place for all the little bits and pieces. Yep, that seems acceptable. So that's going to be why they had the SMC issues. And I'm just looking around to see if there's anything that is going to need more intervention than what the ultrasonic's going to offer. Speaking of which, I need to get another ultrasonic cleaner. I was doing some 820-00281 boards the other day, and yeah, that didn't go so well. I had to flip them in and out to make them fit. And unfortunately, I've got a 10 litre ultrasonic cleaner, but the aspect ratio of it is 2 square. So while it's great for most things, unfortunately it doesn't fit very long boards like the 281s. So I'm going to have to go out and get another ultrasonic cleaner. The trouble is that I have to get to about 22 litres before I find one that's big enough to handle those boards, and that's just way too big. And I can't seem to find any wide aspect ones that are less than 22 litres. Well, the 22 litre isn't wide aspect, it's square aspect. Oh yeah, that's right, we've got this corrosion point here. Damn it, come on, get into focus. Not real sure what it's for, but I'll clean that up. Hey, what the? Okay, that looks like only a test pad, but let's see how far this corrosion goes. Oh great, looks like there's a veer in the middle of it. This is the sort of thing that can come back as a warranty claim 3 months later. So probably best I just scrape this out and get a shot of solder, and she should be good. Wayne, how long does yours take to heat up? Because mine takes about 2.5–3 hours to heat up, and it's... Oh wait, you use a drop-in heater element, don't you? Alright, that'll save that from corroding. Might as well touch up these end caps. See, Richard, beaver's stealing a babe. Bunyips. I think other than that, this seems to be pretty good. Yeah, I may try and convince the person to go to a solid state drive. Although it will tend to push out the price a fair bit on this repair. Yeah, let's see that go. Same but use drop-in element, okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why they make it so slow to heat those things up, Wayne. I mean, like, was it going to kill them to put another 100 watts or 200 watts of heater element in there? Apparently so. It's frustrating regardless. Let's see. Oh, seriously, we've got our first spam here. Fuck off. Maybe for safety or longevity reasons. Meh. I don't know. It wouldn't hurt them to put another 150 watts in. Hey Johnny Chang. Is it offensive if I say, oh my gosh. Ni hao. Haha. Yeah, my Chinese sucks at the moment. I can read, I can write, but I can't pronounce it. It's gonna have to come later, when I've probably developed all the pronunciations of the characters or the words incorrectly in my head already. Brother has tried everywhere to find a fast heat up and zip none. Yeah, okay. I'll just worry about those drop-in elements. But, you know, if you say they work, then, yeah, I do trust you. I guess I'll just have to find one. What I was hoping they would have would be like a ceramic plate one, where it just sits over the edge and it's just a nice flat plate that sits near the wall, rather than the stainless steel coil ones. Okay, we're just going to pop this back in, see if we have success. I have moderate degree of confidence, which is why I'm not even bothering to test it outside of the case. I think the trackpad needs fixing up on this one. Okay, we are not connecting up the hard drive though. Ah, damn it, I've crimped the... Damn you. Lewis used a drop-in on his. Oh, okay. Jim, usually around about 60. I like around about 60, 65 for the work I do. Some people use higher temperatures, but I worry about the vapors. That's the other thing I need to do, is I'm strongly considering taking it to be an outside device, because even though I've got the air filters and everything going on here, those the fumes of the cleaning agent, they are comparatively caustic, so you breathe them in, you are damaging your lungs. What am I after? Pretty much nothing, I think. Okay. I'm going to plug in my external device, since we're not going off their hard drive. And get myself a MagSafe 1. We've got an original Apple MagSafe 1 85 watt unit. How's that for dedication? Brand new from Apple, ludicrous cost. Option key. Yeah, we got nothing still. You lousy little SOB. Knew I was getting too cocky. Damn it. Too cocky. Trying to bring out the DC power supply. Can't believe it, I don't even have green light. Let's see what the 0 amps? Are you kidding? Did I plug that thing back in properly? $17. Oh, that's just dismal. Alright, I got too cocky. Joseph, what were you after? This is a 3115. The number will be around somewhere. Does yours have the connector on an angle like this, or is it straight? If it's got an angle connector like that, it could be a 2936. Branches, I use a thing called, what is the one I called? Ambersil. I get it from Element 14. Maybe this is just a crappy DC in. Yeah, that doesn't look so crash hot, that one. Let me get a maybe working one. Just running a 2565, 2565. Could have just been a bad DC in. I should be so lucky. Yeah, I think it was a bad DC in cable. Because it appears we do have fan spin. We did have. What happened? Yeah, there we go. Fan spin. It's interesting though, the light just died on that. Is it because of bad cable or is it this? Fan spin. Okay, works in that orientation. Why you no work on that orientation? Seems like it works in one direction but not the other. Let's try another one just in case. The trouble is a lot of these DCM boards have already come from dodgy supply to start with, so it's hard to tell. Fan spin. Oh geez, the Nell's here? Oh, we're in trouble now. That makes no sense. It fan spins in one direction, but it won't fan spin in the other, and this is a... I know now it's not fan spinning. Alright, so we've got something that's slightly intermittent still. Last one. Other than that, I've got a whole bunch of bad DCM connectors, which wouldn't surprise me. Weird. I don't know if it would be the connector on the board, on the fact that the connector on the board has no orientation in terms of which way you turn the MagSafe. That's why it's a bit confusing. There could be some one-wire issues. I didn't really see any issues around here. I suppose that pin there's a little bit iffy. Yeah, there's a lot of sort of iffy stuff, but nothing distinctly at fault. I mean, that's okay there. But the orientation of the MagSafe, that's all done in the MagSafe connector itself, so it shouldn't be at fault. Like, you can't blame the main board for that. Let's see, what's the ultrasonic up to? 41. We'll stick this in. It's only at 41, but it might be enough to get it through. Trouble is, there's going to be a long drying time on that. Just measured 22:48. Yeah, that's definitely long enough. Yeah. Hey, lethal one. Flux melts at 55. Oops, wouldn't keep that. One thing I have found is that with the ultrasonic, it may be, say, showing 41 now, but once I run it through the ultrasonic a couple of times, or just once, it seems to pick up about 10 degrees. So I don't know whether the sensor is in a place where it's actually colder, or who knows. Let's see. Oh, come on. Toothbrush. Yeah, that's what I was meaning, Nels. When you run the ultrasonic, if it's got a cold spot, then it will, as you say, effectively stir it. The problem here is it could easily be a veer as well. And if it's a veer, that's not going to be much fun. But it still doesn't make sense, the whole bias of one way or the other. Especially not for all of them. Let's have a look at their MagSafe. Oh, why am I losing my damn voice? Hey, Richard Bicker. Any help for 1398, failing ASD, low DC in sensor. Yeah. I mean, that clearly is dead. So that's definitely part of the reason. I mean, look how burnt out that tip is and broken. So unquestionably that needs replacing. I will steal this little P7 off it though. There's a reason for that. Let's see. One of these does not have a P7 on it. I've got a MagSafe connector around here and it's missing that. So I am going to deliberately steal it. As soon as I can find where the other one is. Excuse me. The universe will now see fit for me to not find it anywhere. The universe decided that it didn't want to fight with me today and it let me find it. Ugh. Right, so this is... Hey. Oh, you're not much better anyway, you're beaten to hell. And I should just throw all of these into the ultrasonic. Yeah. They're all chipped and beaten. That's about the best of them all. And even that's got a bit of a break on it. And yet I've got a red mark on it, which means it's probably not good. Alright, let's see what else I can find. Might have to order myself a few more. The trouble is when you order them, all they are they're just pulls from existing machines. So you're really not getting a new DC in cable. You're getting something that's just been ultrasonicked. Oh, seriously? Come on. So many other DC boards, but no more of those ones. Damn it. Damn. Alright. Okay, we'll knock this one off because it... and now I've gone and mixed up everything. Well, we know this is the customer drive, DCM board, because it is complete and utter crap. So I'll throw that down there. And you've been chewed away. You've been chewed. You've really been chewed. You're the least chewed. Sounds funny, least chewed. Let's see if I've got any more in here. Oh, I've got one with a big X on it. Oh, we got another. Looks like I've got a few. Not all of these are the same ones though. So 2565. Okay, you're a different one entirely. Let's try this one. Right, so here we go. Alright, so we've got fan spin that no one can see because the camera sucks. Alright, looks like it was just bad DC, a whole bunch of bad DCing connectors, because that is now spinning on both sides. Except for this one, that's a separate thing altogether. Alright, let's try to put it back in the machine and see if we can test it again. Looks like I'll have to order a few more. It's a pain when that sort of thing happens. And I guess it comes down to the old adage of making sure you have a known good working unit. For some reason it seems to be a little bit tricky to be able to maintain that around the place. I guess because the known good working unit sometimes gets stolen for something else, like an emergency job. And so you no longer have a known good unit. Oh, damn, you're sucking that in. This machine could end up being beyond economical to repair. Unfortunately, I'm already neck deep into it. Jim, it could be either or. Sometimes it's the external pins, sometimes it's the internal damage. Screw that in so it stays steady. Fun. Turn off the Okay, so here we go. Hopefully we'll pick up the drives. Something pressing on the back. No, it's not even looking at the drive. We've got other issues. Do we have one dead USB port maybe? It's blinking on that one. Oh, I just realised what happened. Someone didn't connect the keyboard. Some idiot. Why is it so hot in this room? Come on, air conditioner, you're at 20. And yet I'm melting. I guess it is high summer and we're probably hitting at about 40, 41 outside. So I suppose it's acceptable. Asking a consumer air conditioner to provide a 20 or 20 plus degree delta is perhaps asking a little much. Power would help all. Let's see, 163 the packet shipping for 42 units. Cheaper to ship 3 boxes of 14 each. So 380. Wayne, can you email me by chance? You know my email address? If you don't, I can give it to you. Okay, I'm not getting any blinking on this. Oh, there we go. Audio sync. Blast. Still blinking. Thanks, Wayne. Appreciate that. Toasty 2 in New York. That's damn nice. Alright, this thing's taking forever to boot. It is accessing the drive. Let's see. I don't know if I've got my MRI down here. What have I got? No, you're no good. Shouldn't take this long. Oh, here we go. Oh, that took a long time. For Wooden 303, I should try that, yes. Okay, actually, trackpad works okay. A person complained that the trackpad might be faulty, but it does seem to be okay at this point. Okay, let's torture test it. Well, let's find out what it says about itself. Ah, it's the click that's at fault, I think. Yep. Let's see if we can tweak it. Okay, 1/10 of a turn. Seems to work better. Yep, that's all it needed. Just needed a 1/10 of a turn. Make it so that it made contact better now. Okay, let's run Valley. Jimbo, you're talking about Cubipede. Yeah, it's pretty insane how hot it is down there. Okay, let's run. At least the trackpad was easy to fix. Yeah, Cubipede is nothing but basement. I can understand why people hold on to their 1278s and 1286s because it's the last model that gives you the SODIMM memory sockets and the 2.5-inch drive. So yeah, I can appreciate, respect it, and particularly if you can get yourself a 1286 with the 330 board in it. Then yeah, it's still a perfectly reasonable machine. I gotta admit, I did sell mine the other day. Come on, why does it take forever for the mouse to show up on... There it is. So... Super laggy, but it works. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So we fixed it. So in the end we basically had a problem with the SMC switch area, and then we had the MagSafe fault, and then with the touchpad it was just a case of the little offset, the screw that it presses against just needed a tiny bit of a turn to compensate for the wear. Sometimes it can go too far and you have to actually take the plastic dome cover off the trackpad and replace it with another one that usually what happens is there's a little tiny nipple, a plastic nipple that sits on top of the dome on the actual plastic, and that just breaks off, and so that when that happens you get a click that requires a lot of force, and even though you can hear it clicking it doesn't seem to work, and that's, yeah, you just got to get a replacement plastic cover for it with the nipples still attached and it'll work again. So that's good. That's no problem, and I'll try and get them to change over to a 500 gig solid state drive or something. Afraid I've been throwing the DDRs away. Yeah, DDR2 I haven't used in a long time now, but these are DDR3, so you can get 8GB DDR2. Ooh, that would be expensive. I've been buying 8GB DDR3s for these MacBooks, and people are pretty happy with how that works out. And it's not too expensive, it's like 50 or 60 Australian bucks, so it's pretty good. So, 822. So, yeah, so that's another one saved. And like I said, I mean, they're perfectly good machines, really. They are a little bit slow these days, but realistically, if all you're doing is checking mail, doing things like that, using Facebook, then, yeah, it's a good machine. It's a solid machine, repairable. Why not keep using it? Especially if it's a 3115. Maybe the 2936s are starting to get a bit long in the tooth, but the 3115's well worth keeping. At least the screens are cheap. I had to quote someone today on a 1502 2015 replacement screen, and was like, nah, it's just not worth it. And it's like $700, $800 just to replace those things. That's the joy of the Retina. Alright. MSY also 2 4 gig. Joseph, the reason why I go for the 8 gig, if they want to go 8 gig, is because these machines will generally, the bottom socket will tend to die. So you get to the point where you can only use the top socket, and so just go for 8 gigs in one socket and that's it. And that saves that future problem. Alright, well, I guess better leave it at that. What's the time now? It's 4:15, so I've got to run. I'll catch up with you later. Till then, you take care. I'll see you.